Energy leaks, everyday habits that drain you without realizing it. Introduction: waking up tired, pushing through the day on autopilot, feeling wired at night and weary in the morning. For many, this cycle has become so familiar it feels normal, but it's not inevitable. The truth is, many of us are running on low energy because of subtle, overlooked habits that gradually tax the body and mind. These daily patterns might seem small: how we sit, how we breathe, how we work, but over time they pull from our internal reserves and leave us exhausted, unfocused, and emotionally off balance. The encouraging news? You can begin reclaiming your vitality by addressing these energy leaks gently and consistently. What follows is a deep dive into the physical, environmental, emotional, and sensory habits that drain energy, and how simple changes can restore clarity, calm, and resilience. 1. Physical energy drains. How you sit, breathe, and move matters. The human body is designed for motion, oxygenation, and structural alignment. When these are disrupted, energy production at the cellular level suffers. Over time, fatigue becomes chronic even if sleep is adequate. Slouching and sedentary posture. Poor posture, especially forward head position and collapsed shoulders, compresses the diaphragm and lungs. This limits oxygen intake, leading to shallow breathing and increased muscular tension, especially in the neck and lower back. Research published in Biomed Research International confirms that sustained slouching contributes to fatigue and reduced mental alertness. Supportive shifts. Use a chair with proper lumbar support or place a cushion at your lower back. Set reminders to stand and stretch every hour to realign posture. Try posture-enhancing exercises such as thoracic extensions or wall angels. Shallow breathing and oxygen depletion. Stress often shifts the body into rapid, chest-centered breathing. This vertical breath pattern stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response, and diminishes oxygen delivery to tissues. A study in the Journal of Clinical Psychology highlights how shallow breathing contributes to mental fatigue and increased anxiety. Supportive shifts. Practice horizontal breathing by expanding your rib cage sideways rather than lifting your chest. Try diaphragmatic breathing for 1 to 2 minutes several times a day. Anchor breathing to daily transitions, before meals, after emails, or before sleep. 2. Environmental drain. Cluttered spaces, scattered focus. Our surroundings subtly shape our internal state. A cluttered environment overstimulates the brain's visual processing center and overwhelms its organizational pathways, making it harder to concentrate and more difficult to transition between tasks. Desk clutter and visual overload. Research in the Journal of Neuroscience has shown that clutter limits the brain's ability to process information and switch between mental tasks. It may also contribute to elevated cortisol levels, increasing fatigue over time. Supportive shifts. Designate 10 minutes a day to tidy your workspace. Clear visual space. Keep only the essentials on your desk. Digitally declutter by closing unused browser tabs and silencing non-essential notifications. Multitasking and tab overload. While multitasking feels efficient, it reduces productivity and increases cognitive fatigue. Constant context switching taxes working memory and contributes to a sense of mental chaos. Supportive shifts. Limit browser tabs to 3 to 5 at a time when possible. Use a digital tool or notepad to park ideas that pop up mid-task. Create themed time blocks for email, calls, and focused work. 3. Mental load. The weight of unfinished tasks and overplanning. Even when you're not actively working on something, your brain may be holding onto it in the background. This phenomenon, known as attention residue, happens when incomplete tasks remain mentally open, draining cognitive resources. Open loops and incomplete tasks. Leaving tasks half-finished occupies mental bandwidth and fragments attention. The Zeigarnik effect, a psychological principle first studied in the 1920s, shows that uncompleted tasks are more memorable and mentally sticky than completed ones. Supportive shifts. Complete small tasks, under 5 minutes, immediately when possible. If pausing a task, write down exactly where to resume. Use visual task boards or simple checklists to close mental loops. Overplanning and overscheduling. Rigid daily schedules can backfire, creating a sense of urgency and overwhelm. Planning without flexibility may suppress spontaneity and recovery, contributing to decision fatigue and chronic tension. Supportive shifts. Build in white space in your calendar, unstructured time for rest or reflection. Plan only the top 3 priorities each day and let the rest remain optional. Revisit your weekly schedule with compassion. Adjust where needed. 4. Lifestyle habits that sabotage energy. We often reach for rest through entertainment, screens, or well-meaning advice, but not all relaxation recharges. Some habits drain energy more than they restore it. Emotionally intense TV or media consumption. Neuroscience research shows that emotionally charged content triggers physiological stress responses. High arousal shows can stimulate adrenaline and elevate heart rate, leaving you overstimulated, even if you're lying still. Supportive shifts. Choose lighter, calming content in the evenings. Limit binge-watching sessions, especially before bed. Balance screen time with analog activities, puzzles, books, crafts, or slow music. Bright light exposure at night. Exposure to artificial lighting, especially blue spectrum light, suppresses melatonin and disrupts the circadian rhythm. This effect is well documented in Chronobiology International, where late-night light exposure is linked to delayed sleep onset and fragmented rest. Supportive shifts. Use amber bulbs or dim lighting in the evening. Apply blue light filters to digital screens after sunset. Prioritize early morning sunlight to anchor your biological clock. Misaligned wellness advice. Not every habit is universally energizing. What works for others may clash with your unique body rhythm, dietary needs, or mental processing style. Trying to follow routines that feel forced can be a subtle but persistent energy drain. Supportive shifts. Tune in to how your body responds to different practices. Adjust routines based on season, stress level, or time of life. Let wellness be a dialogue, not a demand. 5. Sensory overload. When your nervous system shuts down. Your nervous system is constantly filtering information. When sensory input becomes overwhelming, loud noises, bright lights, constant interaction, it enters overload. This can lead to irritability, fatigue, emotional numbness, or withdrawal. Ignoring sensory limits. Pushing through loud environments or crowded spaces without breaks taxes your brain's ability to regulate sensory input. Over time, this depletes energy and reduces emotional resilience. Supportive shifts. Identify your sensory stressors and design micro breaks accordingly. Create a sensory safe zone, soft lighting, reduced noise, soothing visuals. Use noise-canceling headphones, weighted blankets, or essential oils to buffer intensity. Unmet physical needs amplify overstimulation. Fatigue, hunger, dehydration, and lack of sleep all lower your threshold for sensory input. When these basic needs go unmet, your capacity to regulate stimuli diminishes. Supportive shifts. Prioritize rest, regular meals, hydration, and movement. Include calming rituals, warm baths, body scans, or gentle stretching. The path back to energy. Chronic fatigue isn't always about doing too much. It's often about not recovering enough from what you're already doing. Your body and mind were designed to thrive when given supportive rhythm, nourishing input, and time to reset. The solution isn't a crash overhaul, it's a return to awareness. Start with one small habit. Listen for moments of tension, clutter, or overstimulation. Meet those moments with kindness and try a single supportive shift. Over time, these small changes accumulate, creating a foundation of calm focus and steady vitality. Your energy doesn't need to be chased, it can be reclaimed gently from within.